the Spurs foul. Should Miami go for the three right away? Just attack the basket. James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome to the Ultimate Super Coach and Fantasy Sports Show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Boom shakalaka!
What's good, everyone? Welcome to the crossover. I am your regular host, Matty G, and Matty O'Brien is overseas on a tropical island somewhere, and the man who just lives his life like he's on a tropical island every single day is with me, Jake Skidmore. How you doing, guy?
I'm good, Matty G. Thank you very much for having me, mate. I mean, I wish I was where Matty O'Brien was right now, but he's to a floppy to Matty. I'm sure he's smacking some down over there in Fiji, just loving his life and living his best one. So I know we've got a few photos of him as well. Seems like the people over there in Fiji are getting a massive amount of coin from Fiji Golds, courtesy of Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah, I think every single picture that I've seen of him is an undercarriage shot of him with some form of alcohol going down his throat. So we love to see that. We love to see it. And he'll come back with a slight addiction to kava. As we're addicted to the NBA season, this is the second installment of the crossover. We are going to be breaking down the week ahead. I've sent you some notes, Skiddy. I'll be making some notes. We look at the week ahead and what's going on in your fantasy. We look at the games for the day. And so, Skiddy, for the first ever time, here's a segment for you because we've got our segments starting up. Hey, this is the first one. We're going to do today's Rewind. You like that, Skidmore? Look at your eyes. You're like, look at that. There's animations and everything.
What the fuck kind of should he be? Have you been cooking up in the kitchen? My God, I'm impressed.
I'm in the lab, baby. I'm in the lab just doing some graphics. We go through the day's games today. The Pistons being victorious. A 2-1 Piston team. Look out with a 1-2 Bulls team. I love that because I took the under on the Bulls, 118 to 102. Major takeaways, major performance of the day is Jalen Duren. We said it the other day. If he was on your wire, because he was on the wire in some leagues, you pick him up. 23 points today, 15 rebounds, looking like a king. And Zach LaVine, highlight, 51 points. Yeah, big numbers from Zach after a couple of shithouse games.
Assists. So that's always nice to see. But yes, on Duren as well, quickly, man. I'm pretty sure he's missed, he's had 3 games, and I think he's missed 4 or 5 shots for the year. Like, he's been unbelievable.
He has been absolutely, and he was around, I know, in one of that we have a rookie insight league. So for some newbies that are in that one, he was snapped off the waiver wire on, I think, Friday afternoon. Finally, we were like, we were pumping him all week, and someone said, I'll take a chance, was the comment. And I was like, good chance, very good chance. We've been saying it all week long. Big performance there. Major news coming out, injury status for the Chicago Bulls and the Pistons. Isaiah Livers, their power forward, is making progress. He's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. So pretty much the status quo. No real details on that one. Monte Morris is still out with the quad strain, and Bojan Bogdanovic is still coming out for 4 weeks there. On the side of the Bulls of Chicago, nothing. They're just healthy again, but they're not playing well. They're still shit. You were in a group chat yesterday, and you were like, "Hey, in other news, they're shit."
Yeah. I also had a bit of
Patrick Williams
heated remarks towards Levine and Patrick Williams, and Levine turned it around. Patrick Williams did not. He played 21 minutes for 0 points today, so just a nice day of cardio for him. Hopefully, he bounces back and comes into some form soon, because that was shit.
It was. And look, Vucevic down today, 12 points, 4 rebounds. Look, he's going to be up and down. Like, obviously, the guy with the hot hand today was Zach LaVine. And when you've got a guy dropping 50 points in the NBA, you can pretty much assure yourself that every single one of the touches ultimately is going to be with the guy on your team, especially if you're losing, to put your points up. That doesn't excuse 28 minutes from Kobe White, who had a decent game yesterday, and then absolutely shocking, -10 today, 0 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Do you move on for him yet? No.
Keep holding. Yeah, starting point guard, you've got to just keep holding. I thought it was a great game by Caruso as well today, 13-13. Really? So that was good. But we can't talk about the Pistons and the Chicago Bulls game without going past Cade Cunningham. That was a fantastic game by him. He looks like he's just reading the defense so well for Detroit. So another 25 and 10 assists. So if you did reach on him, you'd be absolutely stoked with how he's performing so far.
And then, look, 6 from 7 from the line. We like that as well from Cade. We would like the threes to come up. The 1 a game is fine. I guess this touches back on. I'm gonna play a fun game with you later on. By the way, I've got a fun game. I don't know if it's going to be fun or not. We'll find out if it's going to be fun. I'm going to say fun. Just listeners out there, it's going to be a very fun game, and Jake is going to love it, and we're going to be absolutely fine with that. Also, by the way, waiver wire ads are going off right now, left, right, and central in one of our leagues. So I'm getting my phone blowing up with that one for the end of the week. Look, Asar Thompson, this is what you're getting in for. 5 assists, 12 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 9 points, 3 from 7 efficiency from the field. Again, it is not there. It does not exist from him. But again, he is a rookie. You bear with him and you see what comes out of that one. But what I'm liking to see is I'm starting to see some more minutes from Jaden Ivey and Alec Burks. These are guys who we want to target. We'll talk about those later on for this one. Hey, look, do you want to hear a new segment we've got? These guys are absolute
targets acquired.
They are waiver targets. Thank you. They are waiver targets, especially Alex Burks. If this is how they're going to put their rotation out there, 26 minutes to Alec Burks, 6 from 12 from the field. Those 6 were threes. So that's 6 3-pointers to help you win your league for the week at the end of the day if it's close. 18 points, 2 rebounds. Look, he got a block. There's no real peripherals there. But if you're looking for points and threes, Burks is someone you might want to put on your waiver wire.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, he does what he does, and he's just that flamethrower off the bench. Think like Lou Will, what he used to do back in Clippers. So it's that kind of thing. And until Bogey comes back, it's a fair shout. I mean, he's going to get you the threes. He's going to put up a shitload of shots. Let's just hope they go in. Otherwise, your field goal percentage is down the toilet.
I would like to propose to you one of the best bets right now in our next game, cap of the rebound. I'm going to bring this up on the tote right now, so I'm not misleading anyone as I call it out, because there are certain bets that just hang around in the ether out there on whatever provider that you are with that seem to last for a little bit longer, including regular season wins and losses. The first few games, they kind of just hang around, and you can get one on pretty much most teams, including the Memphis Grizzlies right now, are still at 43.5 wins. The under is now dropped to 177, and I think that is one of the best bets currently. Now, I know Jar's out for 25 games, but you take 25 games out, they're 0-3 to start this season. They got beaten by the Wizards today, 113 to 106. I've just picked up Jaren Jackson in one of my leagues because I thought the window for buy low on Triple J was there, and I've worked on that one. And it is. He's not. Look, he's getting some stats up. But Desmond Bain, 26. I don't think he looks horrible. I think the system is completely broken over there right now. He doesn't seem to have his shot. He was decent yesterday. He was very good yesterday. Maybe it was the second night of a back-to-back, not playing well for the Grizzlies, to be fair. Because, Desi Bain had a much better game. No, he was all right yesterday. He was all right. He was.
Okay. Carry on.
He was all right yesterday. I'll bring up his stats from yesterday and compare them to today. Yesterday, his last games were 21 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 block shots, and 69% from the field. And 50% from the line's not great, but he is a much better free throw shooter than that. So I'll take him every single day of the week. I like Triple J. But again, there might be some buy low on him. Obviously, if you picked up Xavier Tillman, that's going all right for you. Kenny Lofton made 5 minutes, but Roddy seems to be the guy off the bench. He seems to be the guy on your waiver wire targets for the week ahead. With the Wizards, you're Kuzma. You're Kyle Kuzma. Again, having an absolute. You loved Kuzma. 13 rebounds. You love to see the rebound work that he's putting in there this year. Yeah,
that's the main thing, along with his points. I mean, when I was high on him, I knew that the field goal percentage was going to be arse because he just loves to shoot his shots. So that's fine. But I punt field goal percentage builds with Kuzma in them. But the 13 rebounds is beautiful. Any extra little stats, it's fantastic. We just if the shots go in, this is all on the Kuz train. So happy with that.
Mate, your plus leader though on plus 13 for the game was Jordan Poole. I thought I'd see that they were plus anything. 27 points. Look, the efficiency again, shithouse. Him and Kuz actually tied for the most shots in the game. 23. For the Wizards, 23 each. Kuz hit 9, Jordan Poole hit 8, but the threes, 4 from 12, disgusting. 7 from 9 from the line, you like that. But he did round it out with 4 rebounds. Oh, only 2 assists, but he did get a steal and a block, which is things that he's not going to do every time. Yeah, he got a steal and a block.
The 5 turnovers as well is probably more in line. I was super impressed with Corey Kispert to start the game. My God, he had 22 points in probably about, I'd say about 6 minutes, and then did fuck all else for the rest of the game. So shout out to you, Corey. You're never going to see that.
Pull over by this hot guy and let me out.
Yeah, that's right. You like that one. Yeah, that was for you. I mentioned this to you the other night. I said, I've got a Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull over and pick up that hot guy again. He's not one of these guys you're looking for. We said it from the beginning of the season. Points and 3-pointers is something you can pick up off the waiver. Corey Kispert is one of those hot guys that you're going to be able to pick up, especially because there's a lot of opportunity for him this year. And opportunity this year, 28 minutes of basketball for the New Orleans Pelicans, getting up over the New York Knicks today for Zion Williamson, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal. I traded him basically in a package for Triple J. I love that I'm seeing it. I don't know how long it's going to last for. But again, this is what we wanted to see Zion Williamson on the court doing. We just wanted to see Zion on the court playing basketball, a plus 11 for the day, 12 from 17 from the floor. Mate, you'd love to see it for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, mate, and he looked really bloody dominant too, especially against a bigger body in Julius Randle. So he looked like he just dominated. So it was fantastic to see. I thought Ingram was easily best on, though. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Did kill my multi because I need him for 4 assists, but that's neither here or there. And shot 11 of 17. So those two at the helm are just fantastic. But the other takeaway that I noticed is what the Pelicans did last year as well was when Zion did play, Valanciunas' minutes went down, and that's exactly what happened in this game again. Jonas only played 21 minutes, and Matt Ryan actually got the nod for a bit more floor spacing. Yeah, Matt Ryan, who shot 1 of 8 from 3, but obviously they really value that floor spacing. But when Trey Murphy comes back, expect to see Valanciunas' minutes stay a bit more down, and then they'll run the lineup with Trey Murphy in there and Zion as center.
It's a wonderful thing when you can look down and in 22 minutes, Dyson Daniels is still a plus 11, going 1 from 7 from the floor. Didn't hit one of his 4 free throws, didn't hit one of his 3 3-pointers, but still came out with 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal for the on your Dyson. We love our homegrown talent. We don't just favor them over Americans. We just like our Australians because we support them. We're not going to rank them above anyone for the no sake. But what I did love to see is I do love to see the sneaky value in one Mr. Herbert Jones. Herbie the Love Pelican, 4 from 6 from the field. Again, he takes the shots that the other guys are going to dish out to him because he's going to be open, because so much attention gets placed on Zion Williamson, so much attention on Brandon Ingram, even attention in the pick and roll game with Valanciunas and McCollum. It's an easy pick out for him. But yeah, Herbie's going to get you. But the 3 blocks from him today was what you love to see. Like, that's a nice little bit of a tasty thing you want to keep your eye on, just to see the role that he's getting and the defensive stats. He's not going to replicate that. He's not going to be a league-leading 3 block shots a game kind of guy. But I do like Herbie as a long-term target. Your Cavs today going down to the Pacers. I believe Adam King was over at this one. I think he's over in Indiana. I know he's over there. I know he's really keen. Is over there. Yeah, look, the big news today. You love this one.
Jesus Christ.
Today was, you like that, Donovan Mitchell. I told you I'm going to bring some stuff on this one. This is the injury news. The injury update is that Donovan Mitchell was out on the back of Darius Garland being out for the last couple of days, and Jared Allen's out. This is 3 of your top 5 blokes on the injured bench. Short-term injuries? They're all day today currently listed, but Jared Allen won't play in Saturdays. He was just a flat out. So another week on the bench. What's happening with Jared Allen?
So Jared Allen had a bone bruise in his foot from preseason game. They gave it a 2-week reevaluation from that preseason game, which was probably about a week or a week and a half ago. So he's still probably got another couple of days left until he's reevaluated, and then we'll get another hearing on that. DG's doesn't seem too bad, even though he missed the last game as well. So I think they've been a little bit more cautious with him. And then Donovan had a bit of a tight hamstring before the game today. It was a game time decision and then didn't get up for it. So, bit of a pain. The Cavs started out red hot, though. I mean, Karis LeVert had 19 points in the first quarter and looked unstoppable. And then Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers decided to just run all over him. Aaron Nesmith was he was phenomenal. It just felt like every single time they needed a bucket, Nesmith was like, here I am. Got it. And then
26 points, 9 rebounds for the bloke today. Like, no other peripherals. He didn't get an assist, no steals, nothing. But that's what they needed today. They needed those points. They
needed the shooting, and he spaced the floor really, really well. I don't know. Did you see the end of the game where it was about a 3-point game with about 4 minutes or 3 minutes or so left to go, and a fan was talking shit to Tyrese Halliburton, and Halliburton rattled off three threes straight. Back. Yeah, he checked back at him, and he was like, "This is your fault." And I sat there and I thought to myself, "That fan, fuck you. You don't talk shit to Tyrese Halliburton. That's a bad man."
That's a bad man. And look, Tyrese Halliburton was a top 5 pick for a reason today. And look, 7 from 16 from the field, 3 from 3 from the line, 4 3-pointers to put them over the line. I know I've tried. Can I still trade you for Tyrese Halliburton? I'll give you my vote. You know I love Tyrese Halliburton. Fuck you. No. I mean, thank you, Skiddy. I love you. Let's possibly trade in the future.
Mate,
I love Tyrese.
I'm not giving him up.
Yeah, well, I've got Darius Garland, and I know you want Darius. I'll put him in a package. Anyway, all I'm saying is that I love Tyrese Halliburton beginning. But I did Obi Toppin. I am not an Obi Toppin apologist. I still like what he can bring. I just think this team is incredibly deep depending on the matchup and what they're getting. And Jarris Walker didn't even play today. No. Like, this is Cleveland was up, and then Cleveland got smoked in the second quarter. This is one of those games that it was matchup dependent. Obi Toppin had a solid game yesterday, not a great one. Only 18 minutes for today, and I picked him up. Skiddy, it's my personal league, like my friends that we've been running it for 10 years together. I picked up that trade. I picked up Obi Toppin, and I gave up THT for him. And I was messaging with the guy in my league. Shout out to Ken. What's up, Ken? About it, and I was like, did we just both fuck each other over really hard today? Because we just looked at the performances halfway through the Jazz game. We're like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, I'm sorry. I saw Obi's minutes, and it was just. I'm not an apologist, but I'm not. If for a hot free agent at this point in time, I might be tempted to drop Obi. But I am not an apologist, and I hope for good things, because you also need to look at the trend there. Was Benedict Mathurin only had 17 minutes today, 10 shots in those 17 minutes, 13 points, but only 1 assist. So they pulled those 2 guys. They fed the hot hand in Naismith, Nemhard. Those were the guys doing the work. So they just let them play, and that's the system. Yeah. And if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen.
That's exactly what happened. So, Naismith got hot, and they were just like, no, we're not putting Toppin back on. He was just too influential. And then also Jalen Smith was eating up Damian Jones during that time. They just did that. But I'm sick of talking about how the Pacers kicked our ass. I want to talk about some positives for the Cavs. Evan Mobley, 33, 14, 3 assists. Looked really bloody good against Turner. I thought he played well. He just needs to fill out a little bit more to be able to take on these bigger body centers, but that's all right. It'll come. I thought Karis LeVert, his first quarter was unreal. He ended up with 31, 8, 5 assists. He dog shitted all over your free throw attempts. We always say free throws win games, and LeVert going 3 of 9 was not it. And I thought Struce played a really, really good game, actually. 21, 11, and 6. With 4 threes, perfect from the line as well. He's a really good connector, which I didn't realize he had in his game. Threw it at a dunk too, which I don't think I've ever seen him do. So I was really surprised with how well the Cavs actually played without a point guard there. If you have Mobley and you're worried about that, he plays a lot better when DG plays, just because DG is such a good playmaker. It was hard. There was a lot of feed the ball into Mobley in the post kind of action that kind of resulted in a lot of missed shots. But, they'll get better for that. That's I thought it was a pretty solid performance against a good team when you don't have your number 1 ball handler, your number 2 ball handler, or your primary backup ball handler. So that was a fair thing. Also, shout out to Amani Bates getting his first run in the NBA. Good on you. all 3 to start off your career, but that's all right, mate. Keep on keeping on.
And look, we're going to do this as another segment. We're going to get through this news really quickly for the next 3 so we can look at the week ahead. What about this one, Skidmore? Look at your face. You're like, what is G going to play now? It's this. Breaking news, the Philadelphia 76ers are still very good at basketball. And I think the big news with that is that everyone was very concerned what was going to happen with James Harden. You can forget that the reason in early drafts that I drafted Tyrese Maxey in the 4th or 5th round when he was still sitting there and I was wondering what everyone was doing was that this is what he is capable of until we have further notice. 7 from 9 from 3-point line, 12 from 20 from the field, 34 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and a block shot. But your MVP from last year is still on the team, and his name is Joel Embiid. 34 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds. They're playing good basketball in Philadelphia. They start the season at 1-1, going up against yesterday's surprise winners in the Raptors. And big news, we called it very early on, bounce back Barnesy. If you've got Scotty Barnes in your fantasy team, you're very happy. 11 from 16 from the field, 2 from 5 from deep, which is what we want to see. We want to see those threes up. A couple of game from Scotty is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He played an absolute ripper. Everything that Barnes has been doing this year is kind of what we all were hoping was going to happen, and it's actually for the first 3 games come to fruition. So it's fantastic. Also, a nice surprise from Dennis Schroeder again, 15 and 10, another double for him. So he's playing out of his mind since he's gotten to Toronto.
I love it for Dennis Schroeder. And look, the efficiency isn't always going to be there. 5 from 14 from the field. No. You got him late. If you're punting, and I think we called it in one of our shows, Skiddy. We were like, if you're punting field goal percentage, Dennis Schroeder is a must-own player in this role. We can't take that OG Anunoby was out today, obviously opening up more opportunities. Gary Trent Jr. slipping into the starting lineup from them, 17 points from him. Not his usual self. He's starting to be dropped in a few leagues. Just monitor that Gary Trent Jr. situation. He does have a notable role in the Raptors. He will get you threes. He will get you points. And he's very crafty with steals. So that's what we want to have just keep our eye on. But again, just seeing these block shots in this defensive, like Scotty Barnes is ranked currently the 2nd in the NBA in block shots. Number 1 is Chet. Zubac is number 2. And then you've got 2 guys, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Scotty Barnes, tied on 2nd with Jalen Duren and then Anthony Davis. Like, that's insane. That's what you want to see from him. It's a very fair effort. The Boucher minutes, not really there. But again, the guys you want to keep your eye on are Melton. 32 minutes today. He went 1 from 7. This is when guys will drop guys. When they're inefficient from the field, they won't look at the 5 rebounds. They won't look at the 4 assists, the 1 steal, the 1 block. They'll see the 1 from 7 efficiency and be like, oh, fuck that guy, and get him out of there. But DeAnthony Melton is a must roster player in 14-team leagues. A potential possible flirtation in 12, because there's the only other guy you want to own on this bench right now is Tsunami Papi, who I picked up in a couple of places. And again, we've got to give credit where credit's due. He is playing really well. 29 minutes, 7 from 17. Again, not great efficiency. He didn't hit a 3 today, 4 from 5 from the line. But we love the 5 rebounds, the 2 assists, and the 3 steals, again, from Tsunami. That's very good. Our next game, going through them.
Wait,
we just want to get...
quickly.
Go. You go.
What? Just on that game?
Well, take your time, baby. Take your time.
Just want to give thank you very much, gorgeous. Just want to give a shout out to the big cock, Grady Dick. 16 points, 4 threes, good efficiency. He got absolutely destroyed on defense. He was not out of him when he was on there. But it was fantastic. Great shooting, Grady. What on your big cock? Love to see it.
You just wanted to say big cock, didn't you?
Yeah, bloody oath. Yeah. Anytime I can appreciate another man's
If he made his way to the Orlando Magic and you could have just said Suggs Dick for an entire year or 2, you'd have just been the happiest man in the world.
I'll be
the Timberwolves
so on it.
The Timberwolves got the W
the Jazz
over the way.
Sexton Dick.
I know you were so happy having Sexland in Cleveland. I know you were so happy with that for the very short time. And look, he's on your waiver wires. I'm just gonna play it because you know what?
Pull over by this hot guy and let me out.
Reed, ladies and gentlemen, Naz Reid is doing things over in Minnesota. He is notably their 6th man. They're giving him those minutes now. I think they're starting to work it out. I had Minnesota, I think, on the over for the year, and they're looking pretty decent. I guess the big news today was, 28 minutes from him, slow-mo out there off the bench, because, again, you need to look at their starters today, and no one topped 20 points today. it was a really interesting one. This was a bench one driven by Naz Reid, getting the most shot attempts, apart from Ant, obviously, for 15. But Naz on 14, you want to keep your eye on Naz Reid.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought he's always got this ability in him. It's just that he's never going to go anywhere with being behind Cat and Gobert. So if he ever moves teams, man, he's going to be so good for fantasy. I can't wait to see it. But, this was like an all-round kind of thing by the Wolves. They just seemed to have moved the ball around quite well. It was zipping around. They were playing really, really solid defense. Granted, Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler, and without Jimmy Butler, the Heat aren't that great anymore, I don't think. So, Naz Reid, 25 and 8, plus 30 for the game as well. That's outrageous. And then, and 19 and 7. We probably want a little bit more than that out of him, but that's all right. Gobert, 14 and 14. Cat, 12 and 10. That's another game where they've both gotten over 10 rebounds in the same game. So, the Wolves are looking pretty bloody exciting. From an actual,
I hate saying that. It sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? The Wolves are looking exciting, but you're right. They are looking like a competent. We've got to remember they went back and forth with the Lakers last year, who were, for all intents and purposes, the second best team in the West at the end of the season. They did that after a very riddled year. Cat being out, for a long period of time. This is a team we wanted to see, but he's rostered right now, and I'm gonna say this.
Target acquired.
Mike Conley is still very, very good at the game of basketball, and he is available in 35% of Yahoo leagues. This is a guy who you want to stream in. He's insane from the free throw line. Like, he hits his shots at a very good clip. Actually, not insane. He's very good at free throws. There you go. He's very good. But he has excellent floor efficiency because he spaces it out. He's going to get you some threes. He gets you some extra rebounds. He makes the plays. Like, he runs as a general there. His assists. He gets you steals. It doesn't turn the ball over much either. Like, he's very competent. So this is a guy that you want to absolutely target on your waiver wire, especially we'll get to the games ahead for the week. Going back out of that one, no real other news apart from the big news of Jimmy Butler didn't play today. And I was happy that yesterday that we didn't speak after I called Kyle Lowry a corpse, because then he had a decent game yesterday. But look, we love the 7 assists, the 4 rebounds, and the 1 steal. But again, only 6 shot attempts in 32 minutes, 1 from 5 from 3. He is not the Kyle Lowry at all. You're not going to expect the efficiency. But if you need to stream in assists, Kyle Lowry's a target you want to be having on your waiver wire.
Yep, it is. I don't even know why we're speaking about the Heat. They looked absolute shithouse today. Their ball movement was crap. Tyler Hero was the only one that was actually trying to do anything really. And then Bam kind of just looked like I don't know. Halfway through the third, it looked like Bam just kind of like laid down and was like, screw it, I can't be bothered, keep running it, Gobert anymore.
We're not going to win. Fuck it. Yeah, it did. And the only big thing was the Jovic minutes. Just keep your eye on the Jovic minutes again. 21 minutes today, 3 from 6 from the 4, 2 from 4 from 3, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. 8 points. If he gets some more looks and for some reason anything happens there, just keep your eye on Jovic long term over in Miami. He's always going to be in consideration.
Yeah, it's going to be in consideration, but also too, that was without Kevin Love and Caleb Martin both today. So it seems like those two are both clearly ahead of him. Obviously, Kevin Love doesn't play anything over about 26 to 28 minutes. So if Caleb Martin's out, then you can always give Jovic a crack.
This is a day, in our last game of the day, the Phoenix Suns getting the win over the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz played shit. After the end of the third quarter, they basically just packed it in. And this is why I'm going to say this right now. This is your buy low. And I am a Walker Kessler truther. I'm a Walker Kessler owner in quite a few leagues. So I don't know if I'm doing a service or a disservice here, because, again, this is our first year doing the NBA podcast. So I don't know if I'm saying things that are going to harm me in my own leagues or not harm me in my own leagues. I am not letting go of Walker Kessler, but there will be a dumbass. There will be someone less good, I will say. They're not as good at fantasy basketball as me or you or someone else in your league who is a current Walker Kessler owner. Buy low on Walker Kessler right now, because the 1 from 4 is not good, because 2 of those shots were threes now that they seem intent on him stretching the floor. But He has a willingness to do it, and I know that he can knock him down. He's already hit a couple this season, but his rebounding is down. His block shots are down. He is not playing well right now. This is a guy, again, if they go the same path as last year and they end up rolling him out there, they don't have a lot of center. Yurtseven is the backup center on this team. There is no one in my mind that's really going to play center. I mean, John Collins can play small ball.
Collins, no Olynyk. Yeah, and Olynyk.
Olynyk is the guy, but they seem like Olynyk's going to get those minutes. I've always loved Olynyk, but they're not going to play him in favor of Walker Kessler. They're just not. Like, he's the veteran there. Like, they're not going to play that. But this is your time to buy low on Walker Kessler, because especially if this continues for a couple more games, owners are going to be very frustrated by Walker Kessler and want to dump him, and you are going to get him from a bargain basement price, and he is currently not exceeding his ADP. He is not doing anything near where anyone took him. And I know this as an owner of Kessler. I think in one league, maybe two of like the 12 that I'm in. But look, this is a time for you to buy low. Apart from that, nothing really flashed from the Jazz, mate.
No, I only have negative things to say about the Jazz. My notes from the game: Kessler got absolutely exposed by Yusuf Nurkic. I thought Nurkic absolutely killed him, and if other teams look at that as a blueprint, I worry a little bit about Kessler. But yeah, sorry, I did have one actually. Keontae George getting the 27 minutes because it was a bit of a blowout. Yeah, 12, 6, and 7. That's nice. I mean, from the point guard, his efficiency is obviously going to be a little bit iffy just because there's a rookie. He's still getting worked into it and everything. But it's what he can do, where he can be one of those players where he can get. He's got good athleticism, so he's able to get the bounce from the guard position as well as the assist, because he can read pretty well. So. If we can see more minutes of him, I still don't believe in Horton Tucker as a starting point guard at all. But this game was bloody over early.
It was, and I do love Beef Keontae, and my eye is on him again. He is. I don't want to play it again. Just because.
Target acquired.
If the Jazz continue to suck, they're going to roll out Beef Keontae a lot more, and he's someone you want to pick up in your leagues down the track, especially if they're going to give him that role, and he is going to get 7 rebounds, not every game, but the assists are there and running as the distributor on the floor, especially when guys like Clarkson aren't having any minutes of it. The thing that I'm really, and I've been saying this in other waiver wire talk, I've been preaching from the rafters on Drew Eubanks today. In 19 minutes, 6 from 7 from the field, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 12 points. If anything, in blowouts for a very good Phoenix Suns team. So when they're playing bottom of the barrel teams like the Jazz, and I won't even say that they're bottom of the barrel. I know they're pretty bottom of the barrel in the West. And Nurkic isn't going to get that many minutes because it's going to be a blowout. They're just going to put Eubanks out there. Just going to roll out a the guy who should have been the starting center after DeAndre Ayton went. They only got Nurkic back in the trade. I call Drew Eubanks the shadow, because he has been living under Yusuf Nurkic for a long time. And the shadow really performed well today. And if he goes down, which invariably Yusuf Nurkic will collapse into a paper ball at some point in time, that's the guy you want to pick up on your fantasy teams. Just keep your eye on Drew Eubanks. He is an absolute stud down the way. Skiddy, it's time for us to do a ice cold. Oh, yo,
I've got a quick one for you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Back on the Suns really quick. Yes, Mr. G. Back on the Suns really quickly. Eubanks, if you're doing a multi for 4 rebounds, he's still paying about $1.50 to get 4 rebounds every game. It's easy money, all right, everybody. If Booker and Beal are out, for God's sake, be putting Eric Gordon in for 15 points, because he's still at $2. It's outrageous. And Jordan Goodwin for 10 points is still paying $2.18. I did all of that today. I missed by a leg, but still, those ones have hit the last 2 games without Beal and Booker. It's just free money.
Yeah, Goodwin's getting the minutes right there. This is, again, I guess we could say, to summarize the Phoenix Suns, Grayson Allen played better today, but we still think he's a dickhead. And that's fair enough. But Eric Gordon is obviously just comes into play there as just the most dependable veteran on the team. He has really good chemistry with his teammates. He does everything across the floor, 9 from 14 from the field. So again, roll him out there for 15 points in a multi, or just even in your
was in a
fantasy
half.
lineups when.
What he did
Yeah.
today, that 21 points, he had that at halftime and he sat for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think he popped in for like a little bit in the third quarter, and they pretty much pulled their starters. They had a bit of a run after that. I think they played him like 5 minutes, and they were like, "No, we're done. We're just let's just cruise. Let's let somebody else. Let's let Naz Little get out there and have a bit of burn."
Yeah,
pretty much is what they did today. Let's look at the week ahead for you. We'll do this one though. I've got one question for you. Who is this? Who in the first week is cold? And I touched on mine. Who's your cold?
Well, mine was Zach LaVine before today because I was handing out absolute shit to him. But
you were absolutely visceral.
I mean, look, as you always say, we want good things for these players, and maybe I was the reason that I just put a spark plug up his ass and helped him get up one.
No. Absolutely no. Jake Skidmore, you watch your filthy, sexy mouth. I'm 100% convinced that Zach LaVine somehow saw that clip of you hating on him yesterday, hungover while you were having coffee on our live podcast yesterday morning, and someone clipped that and said some fuckwit from Australia just said you're absolute dog shit, and they got that overnight. He's like, you know what? I'm going to drop 50 because I know that guy's going to put me into a leg tomorrow in a multi, and I'm going to fuck him 6 ways to Sunday on his Sunday, my Saturday. And that's exactly what happened. And don't you take that away from yourself, Jake. You called it.
No, you're right, mate. I do appreciate that. Yeah, that's a real pain in the ass. But who do I think is cold to start the year? Shit, I don't know, actually. I can't really think of one that I've been super disappointed with off the top of my head, really. From that
one guy on one of your teams that you don't think is doing anything.
What was that, sorry?
Anyone from any one of your fantasy teams that you own that has been cold for you, that you have not seen return. Because again, you could have said Fred VanVleet wasn't that great to start the season. Ben's had to turn it around a little bit. You can say this for a lot of guys.
I mean, I'd be pretty pissed off if I was a Julius Randle owner, because I know he's getting a couple of peripherals, but far out he's killing you in every percentages, and he's not bringing back any of the time. I mean, I don't have him in any leagues, but him maybe
dominating
a little bit. Yeah, Ayton. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, he's been shocking. Yeah, Ayton. Yeah, if you picked him if you did a draft after the trade went through where he got to Portland, you'll pick him around 35 to 40. Ouch. That sucks.
Yeah, that's not very good at all. Skiddy, I sent you some facts earlier on the back-to-backs and how the games are going to shake out over the course of the week. This is time for a little bit of a insight news, I guess, again, and update for the week that is ahead to get you ready for your fantasy weeks. So we're going to give you some targets to listen to. Indeed, this week going in for 4 games over the course of the week to make the most of all of it. You've got Brooklyn, Charlotte, Chicago, Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, the Warriors, the Pacers, the Grizzlies, the Pelicans, the Magic, the Suns, the Trailblazers, the Raptors, and the Utah Jazz. On 3 games, guys like Atlanta, Boston, the Lakers, the Heat, the Bucks, Minnesota, the New York Knicks, OKC, the San Antonio Spurs, Washington, and on 2 game weeks, especially with this, is the Clippers. Their week is done on Wednesday. So if you have a streaming Clipper in there that you need to get, you can absolutely cut bait after Wednesday's game and bring some more value into your team over the course of the week, especially if it's like a Bones Highland, or if you're not really keen or set on Norm Powell and you just want to burn that and you're not really worried about it because the guy's healthy right now and you probably can pick him up later. That's a team that after Wednesday only plays 2. Joining them on the 2 game week this week are the Houston Rockets, the Philadelphia 76ers, again, only 2 games this week, and the Sacramento Kings. But Skiddy, a deep dive. Who are our back-to-backs for the week ahead?
Yeah, sorry.
And our light game days. So we want to look at light game days as well, so when you can pick up some value.
Yeah, so our back-to-backs, Monday, Tuesday, we have Orlando. So that's a nice one to good start your week. So not a lot of waiver wire activity there. I mean, Cole Anthony could be a certain pickup there. Tuesday, Wednesday, we have Cleveland, New York, and the Clippers on a Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back. If the Cavs still have the same injuries for today, then we have a good amount of
Karis
strand value there.
Karis Levert, especially if you're punting free throws.
Yep. Max
if you're
Strus
punting
as well.
free throws, and Max Strus, 100%.
Yep. We have Wednesday, Thursday. We have Detroit, New Orleans, Toronto, and Utah. So it could be a little bit of value there. Jaden Ivey, if he's on your wire, that could be an all right one there. Thursday,
Also,
Friday, there's none. Sorry, go ahead.
On that Knicks one, the Tuesday, Wednesday, just keep your eye on quickly. He is rostered in 68% of leagues, so he's available in 32% of Yahoo leagues.
He should be in more.
He should be there you go. So that's why I bring him to your point. I've got him in a couple of leagues because I've just noticed he's just floating around the place because he'll have the game like today where he's inefficient and people will drop him. He's only 440 from the field currently this season. His free throws are good, 2 threes a game, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and he's getting his turnovers as well aren't good. But quickly, because Grimes hasn't shown out this season like I was hoping he would, he takes his time to get going, Quentin. You do you, Quentin. Take your time. Again, you said Detroit, Jaden Ivey, Alec Burks again on him. New Orleans, they're pretty much stable right now.
Yeah, I can't really pick one from there. I mean, Dyson Daniels, if you want to have the gamble, he's getting a little bit of minutes. He has good fantasy profile, but I still would. I'd have other people to take over him.
Yeah, peripherally, that's probably the only guy who's going to give you those other ones outside. They're the only other minutes leaders off the bench is Matt Ryan, but what is he going to do for you? Kira Lewis isn't really doing much. And Larry Nance is around, but look, today was not great for him. Only 1 shot. So, I mean, he's not going to really do anything. Like, there's no real performance bench guys that you want to zero in for those guys as far as I'm concerned.
Nance is interesting because he is the guy that substitutes in for Valanciunas if they want to play smaller ball with Zion as the setter. So, he
had a good run last year, but today concerned me only putting up 1 shot and not really being engaged. I don't know. I'm not seeing an engaged guy, so I would probably more look at if you're looking for the Wednesday, Thursday back-to-back, the Utah thing after today. That really is a little bit tantalizing because Beef Keontae, if they're going to be against that, because you need to look at their opponents for the week ahead as well. And I think they're going to get some run out of that. And if Beef Keontae is on there and he's going to get some minutes, especially if they're just fed up with the Taylor Horton Tucker experience, here's a pick up there. And Kelly Olynyk as well, especially if Kessler gets exposed.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. So Thursday, Friday, none. Friday, Saturday, we have Brooklyn, Chicago, Denver, Indiana. If Cam Thomas is still on your wire, don't know why he is, but definitely have a crack. I mean, shit.
Can I tell you how many? He's only still rostered in 71% of leagues. So these are leagues probably – this is 10-man up to 20-man. So he's probably not taken in 10-man leagues.
That's fair enough. The thing I find so good about Thomas is this is a free swing. It's your waiver wire acquisition. You take that. I know he doesn't do anything else, but you can't be leaving 32 points on the wire each day. They have their full team playing besides Whitehead, but he's not going to crack the rotation anyway. This is their rotation, and he is scoring 30 points per game off the bench in this rotation. So I think he won't get 50% usage or some bullshit in a couple of games. But still, you give this a crack. Even if he's getting you 20, 25 points per game, who cares? That is so relevant to get that amount of points off the bench.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, his field goal percentage it's elite right now. Like he's shooting over 600 from the field, which is ridiculous. Yeah. This is also a guy, can we just say, that is doing this. How many, random question, I don't know if you know this one. This was my game. The over-under for top scorers in the NBA this season. Number 1 is Luka, 2 is Lillard, 3 is Steph Curry, 4 is Cam Thomas, 5 is Shea.
Yeah.
Who is getting the least minutes of all of those players? It's Cam Thomas. Yep. Yeah. 29 minutes a game. Can I just ask you though, what do you think the 3-point attempts for him is? Who is the lowest 3-point? Who are the 2 people in the top 5 who have the lowest 3-pointers attempts in a game? And what would they roughly be?
It'd be Shea and it'd be Cam Thomas, and I reckon Cam's probably on about 2 or 3, and I reckon Shea's on about 1.5, 2.
Cam is jacking up 4.5. Now, this is the thing which gets me. He's put up 4.5 threes a game on 33%, hitting 1.5.
Sorry, so he's shooting 4.5 a game, not he's making 4.5 a game.
You're bang on the makes. He's making 1.5 threes a game. He's shooting 33% from the line. He has the same efficiency from three right now on lesser volume than Damian Lillard. But the thing to think about in the breadth of this is that the three guys who are above him in scoring are shooting Luka 12.5 threes a game, Dame 12, Steph Curry 12. They are shooting 12 threes a game compared to Cam Thomas's 4.5 and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 3.5 games. And the points, like Luka's on 41, Dame's on 39, Steph's on 34, and Cam's on 33 points a game. It's nuts. Nuts.
That's outrageous.
And Donovan Mitchell was right up there until today's game, and he didn't play, and he's just gone back down our list of top scorers when I did this exercise earlier. Because I was flirting with let me see who can compare. Let me play a fun. Is it Don or is it Cam Thomas game? That was going to be the game, but then Don went out after it's Saturday, Sunday, the back-to-backs are Charlotte and Phoenix, and Sunday, Monday. Now, this is what we want to always feature on, and this is what we love to talk about because we're doing this like now with a view to the week ahead. You want to look and secure your week with the Sunday, Monday rotations on the back-to-back set because you want to, if you're in a safe place, make sure that you maximize those ads to get burned for your Sunday games the day of into your next week to set you off right. There's 4 teams, Skiddy. Who are those 4 that you're looking at the end of the week?
Yeah, so we got Dallas, Detroit, Golden State, and San Antonio. So a couple of waiver wire abilities there. If Derek Lively's on your waiver wire, you obviously go him. He's looking good there in Dallas. Not Curry or Grant Williams or anything like that. Detroit, we already said Ivy and Burks. Golden State, that's an interesting one now with the news that Draymond Green is apparently going to play tomorrow against the Rockets. Steph Curry may be out as well in that game. So that kind of kills a lot of the Kuminga minutes. So that makes that a little bit harder.
And Kuminga is injured as well. He's questionable to play due to a left foot soreness. So it's the same. Yeah, so Kuminga is that one. It's a bit of one of these situations. Or just a sore foot. You can choose your own adventure with that one. They both have left sore feet, him and Steph. Okay. It just sounds like a bit of a ploy because they are on the back-to-back for Sunday to Monday, that they're just going to be like, you know what, it's the fucking Rockets. We're not going to play. And then they'll do it the next day. So just keep your eye on that one. Don't think there's a lot of burn on that one. I think the curious thing, though, in the week ahead is to target the light games. Light games this week are on Tuesday. There's only 3 games. It's the Knicks versus the Cavs, the Spurs versus the Suns, and the Magic versus the Clippers. This is where on that Tuesday, Wednesday, back-to-back, like we mentioned, you've had the Knicks and the Cavs and the Clippers. So this is where on those light game days, you get the burn of those guys from any one of those teams, especially on the back-to-back for the Tuesday, Wednesday, especially with only the 3 games. Look for targets like Karis LeVert and Maxi Strus, Emmanuel Quickly, even Quentin Grimes potentially for some minutes. And in Clippers land, look, Bones Highland for some points and some threes, and Norm Powell if he's around on you, because he's going to be a solid option. Covington is doing okay over there. He's not going to get you volume, but he can chip in a little bit across the board and not really and kook you in any way or form. But Thursday only has 4 games, and because there's no back-to-back on Thursday to Friday, you want to maximize those Thursday games and maybe look for a target from the Wednesday, Thursday, because the Wednesday, Thursday on that 4-game day. So there's the Raptors and the 76ers, the Pistons and the Pels, the Magic and the Jazz, and the Spurs and the Suns. So that makes your Wednesday, Thursday targets people from Detroit, New Orleans, Toronto, and Utah. So again, the Keontae Georges, the Raptors, anyone you like there to take a bit of a cheeky on in the Raps country?
Nah, not really. I don't really like any of them. I mean, Gary Trent, if OG is still out, but other than that, not really. Their rotation's a little bit But if Schroeder's on your wire, Schroeder,
yeah, get Schroeder on. He's not. Let me actually just do that exercise. I'm still seeing him around in some leagues, and I've just ticked on. He's still around in leagues. But the other one is Grady Dick, as you mentioned earlier. Grady Dick is a really nice little source of points and 3-pointers. But again, this is why we say from the beginning of this season, there's always going to be these guys who are available in that time. So to be able to get those on the back-to-back, Utah, like we said, Kelly Olynyk, especially if Kessler is getting cooked, because even though they love the young talent, they're very open to pulling him out straight away and putting them on the board. Also in New Orleans, look, Valanciunas has been dropped in some leagues. He will still start. We'll see where that goes with him matchup dependent, but he still can be valuable as a stream target on these light game days because you're not getting it anywhere else. And as you said, Alec Burks and Jaden Ivey in the Detroit Pistons for the week ahead is going to set you up. But again, finishing up the week, that is what you want to back onto to finish off your week. The Grizzlies are down players right now. There's no real fringe plays you want to hold on to the 76ers, and the Cavaliers are just them and the Nets are shorthand. Kelly Oubre Jr., you want to get him in, and then you could probably burn him out. Nick Claxton's been updated with day today, so he could be back early this week. Cam Johnson, did I pick the wrong Cam? Is the question. That's for another edition because I was high on Cam Johnson to start the week, to start the year, and I'm not sure how the Cam Johnson experiment is working out with Cam Thomas being the greatest basketball player alive. I'm not sure how that's working out anymore.
He's carrying that injury, Cam Johnson, so he's still trying to work himself back into it. We know that he came back.
Buy low on Cam Johnson. Do I like buy low, guys? Do I just like to? This is what I expect. I did say this from the get-go. I did say
because we knew he was injured and he was going to start the season, but he was going to be a little bit injured. So this is what we just got to work through. Just don't do anything stupid with Cam Johnson. This is what we're riding through. Give it a week or so, and he'll be back.
You'll love this one. NBA Player Awards. Our NBA Player Awards up here still. Player Awards, 6th Man of the Year. Is Cam
Thomas, I'm already on it.
There you go. He's moved into $10 for the year because if he comes out and ends up being this guy,
good.
Cam Thomas
I got him at 36.
You got him at 36.
Yeah, I got him at 36. Yeah, halfway through that.
Put that in the group chat next time you blast it.
Screw it. I'm putting money on him now.
He's now down to 10, and my guy Manuel Quickly is at 750. That's us. By the way, we had a bit of a chat. We do our Friday show together, the Weekend Heat Check. We're going to start a bit of a punters club next week on that one because we just love to chat it out as we do it on the Friday afternoon or the Saturday morning live. We'll be doing that real soon. We'll catch you. This has been the crossover. Matty O'Brien joins me back next week. Big shout out to our sponsors, the Standard Squeeze. Get 15% off. Use the code INSIDE15 and also Ryan at Astute Newstead. Make sure you reach out to Ryan H at eganwealth.com. For if you ever wanted to know anything about your dream home, check out our guy. All his details are in the link below. Like, subscribe, do all the things. We'll check you soon, people.